My name is Christopher Lloyd, and I'm a world history author and editor of the Britannica all-new children's encyclopedia, What We Know and What We Don't. I also love quizzes, so why not join me on a fabulous, fun quiz through the history of everything, using the encyclopedia as our guide to go on a journey from the beginning of time all the way to the present day.
By completing all 4 rounds of the quiz, you will not only test your knowledge, but also trigger a £20 donation towards our £5,000 target for Just Imagine, who will use these funds to provide new books for school libraries across the UK. On top of that, you will automatically be entered into a prize draw to win over £100 worth of What on Earth and Britannica books. The prize will be drawn on the 26th of March. Good luck!
The subtitle of the encyclopedia is What We Know and What We Don't, and that's because many of the most fascinating questions are those that don't yet have answers, or at least experts can't agree what the right answers are. Is there life on other planets? What will happen at the end of the universe? When did life on Earth actually begin? Throughout the encyclopedia, we call these known unknowns. And at the end of each chapter, there's a 14-question multiple-choice quiz. Of course, all the correct answers can be found somewhere inside.
So, how about we do our own very special Britannica Children's Encyclopedia quiz? It will give you a chance to have a taste of the book and find out what you know and what you don't. There will be 4 quizzes in all, and each quiz will have 8 multiple-choice questions. And we're going to start with some real brain teasers from Chapter 1 Universe and Chapter 2 Earth. But before we begin, let's take a sneak peek at these 2 introductory chapters to our Britannica all-new children's encyclopedia, What We Know and What We Don't. As you'll see, every spread in the encyclopedia introduces a different topic. Chapter 1, the universe, starts off with the Big Bang, that event that scientists think began the universe some 13.8 billion years ago. See the graphic here, showing how the universe has expanded and still expands today like a giant balloon moving outwards. Colourful graphics are featured all the way through the book to help explain things easily. Now let's flick forward to a spread about galaxies. You'll see a box about Henrietta Swan Leavitt, who we've called a game changer. And you'll find all kinds of game changers as you leaf through the pages. These are people who have transformed our understanding about knowledge. Henrietta, who lived between 1868 and 1921, was an American astronomer whose work first allowed experts to measure the distances to faraway galaxies. As we move into Chapter 2, Earth, we immediately bump into one of my favourite non-fiction stories of all. Very early on in the Earth's history, some 4.5 billion years ago, the Earth is thought to have collided with another planet called Theia. Just imagine the giant impact of 2 planets colliding together. Gradually, under the force of gravity, all that rubble and dust that was created by the collision gathered together to form our beautiful white moon. But so forceful was the impact that it jolted the Earth onto an angle of 23 degrees. And that's why we have our 4 seasons. So when the winter nights begin to draw in, my mind thinks back and connects to this incredible event that happened more than 4.5 billion years ago when the Earth collided with another planet. You see, stories about the real world are far more amazing than anything you can make up. Okay, so are you ready to get stuck into our first quiz, all about the universe and the Earth? In a moment, you will be presented with 8 multiple-choice questions. To take part, just scan this QR code using a phone or tablet, or you can go to a web link, whatonearthbooks.com/quiz1. Now, you will have 2 minutes to do the quiz, and your score will be emailed to you moments after you've finished. Okay, the countdown clock starts now! Okay, you have 30 seconds to go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop! That's it. Okay, how did you get on? Now, please don't worry if you didn't get all the answers right, because we have another 3 quizzes to go. So, without further ado, let's zoom forward to Chapter 3 Matter and Chapter 4 Life. I'm sure you've heard of Albert Einstein. Now, he is famous for coming up with the idea of E equals mc squared. But do you know what that means? It means that matter M, which is made of atoms, contains a colossal amount of energy, E. So much so that to find out how much energy E is trapped inside matter, M, you have to multiply the amount of matter, or atoms, by the speed of light squared. And the speed of light is a very big number. In fact, to go at the speed of light would allow you to travel around the world 7 times in 1 second. So, Einstein worked out that if you took just 1 grain of sand, a tiny little speck of matter, and if you were to release all the energy trapped into 1 grain of sand, according to E equals mc squared, you would release enough energy to boil a kettle 10 million times from 1 grain of sand. Welcome to this incredible world of matter, where atoms organize themselves into a dazzling array of elements, mixtures, and compounds. But nothing could be more weird about the extraordinary planet Earth we live on than the fact that some matter has been able to spark into life, the subject of Chapter 4. There are still so many mysteries about life on Earth, as you'll see from all the known unknowns featured in this chapter. How many species are there? Could dinosaurs be brought back to life? Why do scorpions glow in the moonlight? No one really knows. Explore our living planet through the micro-world, plants and animals, and then track them down in ecosystems from forests and mountains and deserts to the deep, dark seas. Okay, let's get stuck into our second quiz now. 8 multiple-choice questions all about matter and life. And if you're using a tablet or a phone, you just scan this QR code, or if you want to use a computer, open a new browser window and go to the address whatonearthbooks.com/quiz2. Now, this time we're going to give you just 90 seconds to do the quiz, and your score will be emailed to you moments after you've finished. Okay, the countdown clock starts now. Okay, you have 30 seconds to go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop! That's it. Okay, how did you get on? So we only have 2 more quizzes to go. And now it's time to introduce our own species, humans, onto the stage. And Chapter 5 explores what being human really means, while Chapter 6 takes the story on through the world of ancient civilizations all the way up to medieval times, to about 500 years ago. And so we come to one of the most intriguing known unknowns of all. Who was the first human? Was it Lucy, that upright walking ape who lived 3.2 million years ago, or was it an earlier, yet-to-be-discovered species that links humans with the other great apes? You can see from our table of the ages of animals that humans are very recent creatures, far younger than the world's first fish that date back some 500 million years. As we go through the chapter, you can find out about the human body, about our brains and our feelings, as well as different cultural traditions that make humans different all over the world, from the way we like to dress to how we decorate our bodies. See how humans are the only animals to use money, regardless of where we come from, and us humans all love playing sport and games, including quizzes, of course.
Chapter 6, Ancient and Medieval Times, begins with the story of the indigenous people of Australia who settled there more than 40,000 years ago before European settlers arrived. But then, by about 9,000 years ago, people started farming, and they would take their produce to markets and exchange them for goods, leading to the development of the world's first towns, cities, and empires.
Giant civilizations rose up across Europe, North Africa, Asia, and the Americas. At about the time we were building Stonehenge in Britain, the people of ancient Egypt were building the first pyramids. Throughout the book, you'll see a series of boxes called Factastic that tell amazing things you probably never knew. How about this? During mummification, the Egyptians would remove people's dead brains through their nose. Yuck! And for any of you who have a taste for bizarre and incredible facts, look out for a series of 8 new Britannica fact books called Factopia. The first one comes out in May 2021. Okay, let's get stuck into our third quiz, this one about humans and ancient times. Now remember, all you have to do is to scan this QR code using a phone or a tablet, or if you prefer and you're using a desktop computer, then you can enter the address whatonearthbooks.com/quiz3. You'll have 90 seconds to answer all 8 questions, and then your score will be emailed to you immediately. Okay, the countdown clock starts now. Okay, you have 30 seconds to go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop! That's it! Okay, how did you get on? Okay, so that means we have only one quiz left to go. So we finally find ourselves careering through the world of modern times. Our Chapter 7 speeds from about 500 years ago, starting with the Renaissance in Italy, and ends with a map of the world as it is today, showing all 193 different countries recognized by the United Nations. Witness the highs and lows, from amazing medical achievements to 2 terrible world wars. Many efforts have been made to make the world a fairer place. See our timeline of countries that were the first to give women the vote. Do you know which was the first? The struggle for fairness continues, with inspiration drawn from our game-changer Nelson Mandela, as well as the activist Malala, who was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize in 2014 after her campaign to ensure girls all over the world are given equal rights to education as boys. The final chapter, Chapter 8, Today and Tomorrow, looks at the world as we find it now and wonders what might happen next. Inequality and a lack of food for everyone is one big issue. Another is climate change, as people all over the world wrestle with changing their lifestyles to avoid a catastrophic rise in global temperatures. Can science help with renewable energy and perhaps new ways of growing food up skyscrapers in cities? Listified is a way of showing facts in lists, such as this one of the world's most endangered species. Seeing information in lists is a great way of seeing how facts measure up against each other. So much so that this happens to be the topic of our next Britannica book.
Watch out for Listified, Britannica's 300 lists to blow your mind, published in July 2021.
Okay, so let's launch into our final quiz about modern times and today and tomorrow. As always, scan in the QR code that follows using a phone or a tablet, or if you prefer, go to whatonearthbooks.com/quiz4. As always, the countdown clock will start with 90 seconds and your score will be emailed to you in moments after you've finished. The countdown clock starts now. Okay, you have 30 seconds to go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop! Okay, that's it, folks. It's been a huge pleasure to be your host and quizmaster as we've been on this epic journey through 13.8 billion years from the beginning of time to the present day using the Britannica all-new children's encyclopedia, What We Know and What We Don't, as our guide. Now, how did you get on? What you can do is go to your inbox and add up the scores from all 4 quizzes to give yourself a grand total out of 32. Please visit our website www.whatonearthbooks.com for more information about Britannica Books and our live virtual quiz show, which is available for booking as either a virtual or live event in schools and festivals wherever you are in the world. And if you'd like a copy of the Britannica all-new children's encyclopedia, here's a link to give you £5 off. Just go to www.whatonearthbooks.com/offer1. Or feel free to email me at any time using the email address chris@whatonearthbooks.com. And remember, the real world is far more amazing than anything you can make up.